A very warm welcome to each one of you. So we'll wait for a couple of minutes to get started, just for everybody to join in and settle down. I can see the numbers going up. It's honestly, I'm pleased to meet all of you, to e-meet all of you. I'll request you all to make the most of this opportunity. You can use these couple of minutes. We'll start sharp at 1:05, but in the meanwhile, introduce yourself, use the chat box, tell each other, tell us about what you deal in, what your business is into, and how one can reach out to you. Yes, hi, Mercy. Okay, great. So I can see now that a couple of more members have joined in. Like I said, we'll start the session sharp at 1:05. But in the meanwhile, I'd encourage you to make the most of this networking opportunity. In the past, we've seen a lot of members actually get into business connections, get into business opportunities as well using this time. So you could actually just write in your organization name, what you deal in, what your name is, as well as how one can reach out to you. So while we're waiting, I think what I'll tell you is that there was a recent research that was conducted, which actually indicated that over 40% of businesses will die out in the next 10 years if they don't adopt new technologies and new digital mediums. This is the reason we are conducting this session today, to actually make you aware of the various digital opportunities that you can make the most of. So I will intentionally keep ample amount of time for the Q&A session, which will be towards the end of our conversation. And the reason I call it a conversation is we will keep it as interactive as possible. The best way for you to make the most of the session is actually to stay actively engaged, reply to any questions that are being asked, send in any queries, feedback, comments, anything that you'd like to ask. Please don't hesitate and keep waiting till the end. You can do it right away. I can see that you all have started interacting with each other. We have about 2 minutes left. Let me just check if everything is working fine in terms of sharing my screen. I would want to actually also show you a live demo of GlobalLinker. So I'll possibly just have that handy. Okay. So the ones who've joined in just now, a very warm welcome to all of you. I'm honestly excited to see all of you here today, and I'm hoping the same is with you. The way we'll do this session again is that we'll keep it as interactive as possible. I'll be asking you a lot of questions. Please use the chat box to reply in yes, no, or whatever your thoughts are. The more you answer, the more you will be able to absorb. So please do definitely keep it as interactive as possible. Okay, so given that we're now just almost there, let me start sharing my screen. Yes. So again, I can see the numbers going up for the ones who joined in slightly late. We have ample amount of time towards the end of this session for a detailed Q&A. Please do send in any questions that you may have using the Q&A section, versus any interaction that you'd like to do with one another using the chat box, so that the questions don't get missed out. So let's get started now. What we're going to really cover today is a broad overview of GlobalLinker. I will be actually showing you a live demo of the platform as well. Then we'll move on to why is it important to have a digital profile? How do you make one? How do you keep it as rich as possible? How do you stay engaged? Then we'll quickly move on to why, where, when, and how to sell online, the most critical part. And once it's done, we'll see how you can get started with your digital journey, How do you start attracting your prospect customers? How do you tell them that you're out there ready to service them? And then we'll go on to the Q&A section. So in the audience today, how many of you actually know how GlobalLinker, what GlobalLinker is and how it can really help you? Type in your answers. Let me see you all chatting right away. So what is GlobalLinker according to you? Anybody can answer. And one request, I can see some messages coming in my personal chat box. I'd request you to send it to everyone. Somebody says networking, sure. What else? What does GlobalLinker mean to you? Do you link to the global world? That's wonderful. It's like an internal LinkedIn kind of system for SC customers. Wow. Okay. So let me tell you my understanding of it as, let's see if it matches to most of you. Find global customers. Wonderful. So just like the way we use Facebook to connect with friends and LinkedIn to connect for work or job updates, GlobalLinker is a world of connecting for business opportunities. So that's right. It's a link to the business world. It indeed is a reality today. There are 400,000 plus businesses, 4 lakh plus businesses on the platform, interacting with each other, talking about sourcing new raw material, engaging distributors, appointing a new agent, or let's say even sharing about their new product launches, new awards that they've won, or applying for awards for that matter. So anything that's happening in their course of their business journey is what is being discussed on the platform. So you need to treat it as your own community of business, almost like a business circle. Now, this community is free to join, but it is an invite-only program. So I'm happy to see that you've all been invited by some of the other large organizations to join this platform. Let me actually now take a moment to show you how the platform looks like, so that you know when you go back, how do you kind of navigate on the platform. I'll just log into my account here and show you. So this is my my profile. It's very similar to how you've experienced any of your Facebook or LinkedIn platforms. So on the left-hand side, what it represents is you, where you're from, which organization, whom are you representing on the platform, as well as the kind of activity you're doing on the platform. The middle section is actually for your engagement, sharing any ideas, opinions with your business circle. And the right-hand section is actually for consuming content, applying for awards, joining events. For example, this is a latest article that has been written by that has been written in order for the government of Telangana to share updates with all of us. So if you see, this is MSME updates, government of Telangana, they're telling us what is it that the Udyam Assist platform is for. So you can definitely access such information from the right-hand side section. And in the middle section, I'm going to scroll and show you how businesses are already making the most of the platform by talking about their products, talking about their services, their initiatives, what do they specialize in, how do they actually promote their businesses. We have partners across the world today who are posting, let's say FIO, Federation of Indian Export Organizations, our esteemed partner, they put in all weekly trade alerts that will be relevant for exporters. There is Retailers Association of India that provides trends and insights and patterns into the retail industry. So there's a lot of engagement happening, and the idea to show you all of this is for you to feel excited and energized to become a part of this activity. On the top, you can see there is a section called resources. Here is where you go on to the knowledge bit and go on to the articles. So gone are the days when actually just posting that I deal in XYZ and looking, and people actually start reaching out to you for your service or your product. That's not the way of marketing today. What is really being appreciated and is differentiating a lot of businesses is the fact that they're sharing knowledge, they're sharing all that they have for the business community. So here you can see not just leaders in this particular space. For example, Vakil Search, they post a lot in the legal and compliance domain. There's let's say Storai magazine, which is a part of the Retailers Association of India. We at GlobalLinker also post a lot of content for you to consume. But like you, like business owners like yourself, Amy Radin, there's Milan Ramani in various domains, whether it's exports, whether it's entrepreneurship, whether it's accounting, they are posting their information for you. The reason they're doing it is they want to stand out of the crowd. So for me, in my mind, if I want to look up to somebody who's giving advice in the women entrepreneurship space, Amy Radin will definitely come to my mind because the number of articles she's contributed. Because in her contribution, I can see that she knows what she's talking about. There's a lot of expertise that's being shared. She's not shy in sharing this information with me. I can definitely reach out to her if I want certain advice. So that is the way people are actually building their, let's say, business today. Go out there. I'm inviting all of you, go out there. It's very easy to write an article. It need not be a very long one. You are an expert in your domain. Don't feel shy of expressing all of that. So for example, you can see Mr. Anirudh Gupta here. He's written about budget with a vision, which is his perspective. Now, if I have some kind of CA related activities that I want at my organization, I would surely go to him because of the number of articles that he's written, which is very good. I do believe that he knows what he's talking about. He has more knowledge than me in this particular field, and therefore I'll reach out to him. So that is the way you do it. Now, of course, you can also consume all this rich content for your own understanding. Now, given that this is self-explanatory, I'll move on to the groups. What is groups? And we see it on various platforms. It's a group of like-minded people coming together, joining a particular group to discuss certain challenges, certain ideas about a specific subject. So if you see on my screen, there's fashion and style. If I'm somebody who's interested in professional services like accounting, I would join that group. Or if I'm looking at starting my export business, I would join a world of import-export agents and agencies. So there are various groups created, some by us, some by yourself, or by organizations like yourself. So go ahead and join it. Or if you would want to create your own group where you can get like-minded people, you can do that as well. Once you join it, you can post any challenge that you're facing in that particular domain. You can seek advice. You can actually solve queries and interact with businesses. Now, coming to the next aspect is the events. Now, I'm sure most of you have joined and have used this section because you joined this session today. So here is a section where events from across the world are being posted, not just by GlobalLinker, but by other organizations like FIO, like Vakil Search, anybody for that matter who's talking about various courses. For example, there's this person called Mr. Vedanarayana. He's talking about how do you position and promote your product for maximum impact, or what is stopping you from getting onto the Indian business portal. So do go ahead and explore this space to see if there's an event that's relevant to you. There are often times that there are paid workshops, there are courses, there are meetups, there are trade shows that are getting posted here. And not just that, if you are somebody who is also hosting events within your organization, if there's anything that you'd like to promote to the business circle, please go ahead and register. It's the easiest way for you to tell the business community out there that this is the event happening and inviting them to actually register and become a part of it. Now, moving quickly to the next section, we'll come to the catalog section in a bit, but I'll show you the most I think the most clicked on section, which is the business offers and deals, which basically is that we understand and realize that during the course of your business journey, there are a lot of services and products that you need. For each of them, you need to go to various different places. It's not all under one roof. If it is, there are various options. It's all, I mean, too much to choose from. And therefore, we have curated industry leaders in various domains. We have also gone ahead and pre-negotiated the pricing with them. So because we are 4 lakh MSMEs together, the force of it is actually giving you a good price. So I need not say anything more. And if you're looking at accounting services, if you're looking at actually getting an office space, if you're looking at creating your own current account, getting some SEO services, creating a banner. So we've tried to cover various aspects. Please do go ahead and look at the best pricing that's been offered and make the most of it. Now, I told you I'll come back to the catalog bit and let me actually show you what that is. Now, whether you are a B2C business, B2B business, industrial consumer, it does not matter. Each business actually needs an online store. What I mean by an online store is the fact that a digital catalog. Now, what does that mean? There are various terms to it, but at the end of the day, what is it that you are selling? Does it have a representation online? Can I, as a customer, buy from you online? That is what I'm trying to look at. Now, here, if you see, there is, I'm just showing you a couple of examples. This is a brand in the south of India who has made this particular online store or digital catalog. Here you can see the various features she's using it. You can do this on your own, absolutely free of cost. And if you have all of it in one place, you can do it, let's say, in about half an hour. Let me show you another brand that's into industrial products. This is a brand in beveling machines. They not just actually put in the price because they have a lot of B2B customers. They don't want to show pricing or it's customized. They put in the product and say, send in an inquiry and we'll discuss further with you. But they're actually capturing the interest versus keeping it just as an informational based website. So let me just show you one last example before we get to our presentation. So this is another brand you can see how each of the stores are looking different. It's based on what they like, how they want to present their brand in the industry. So you can make all of these customizations. The tools and capabilities exist. How do you go about it? Again, coming back to GlobalLinker, you need to click on online store and get started here. Okay, so now that we have understood a brief about the platform, let me share my presentation again for a moment. Okay. So the idea of the solution is actually to help business owners make their business twofold. And how does it make it twofold? There are two things. One is you become discoverable, and the second is you become transaction ready. Okay. Now, let's quickly, because we've understood about the GlobalLinker platform, most of you already knew about it, but let us see how does one get started with their journey online. So as business owners, resources are limited, and I'm sure you all agree with that. And we need to use them wisely. So I'd like to ask you all, what is your most limited resource? Please use the chat box. Tell us what, according to you, in your organization, what would you have more of and have been more productive? So what is your most limited resource? I'm going to look at the chat box. I can see some comments here. Money. Okay. What else? What is your most limited resource? I need you all to start getting active now. System. Okay. Interesting. What else? Money. Sure. Funds. Okay. Bandwidth, okay. Network, capacity, time, good employees, proper plan, communication, wonderful. We all know that our resources are limited. We also have identified the resource that is limited. Now it's important we plan before we actually get to start implementing or acting on it. So before we invest our resources, we should know which direction to invest it in. So in the session ahead, I'll actually show you the various channels and ways in which you can tell your customer that I'm here now, I'm ready to service you, no matter where the customer is or what they want, you are ready to service them. So let me ask you all one more question before we move forward. Let me ask you all to draw a tree. Draw a tree quickly, either on paper or in your head in under 10 seconds. I'm going to pause here for 10 seconds. Draw a tree either in your mind or on paper. Okay, so how many of you actually drew a tree just like the way we were taught as kids? 2 lines for barks and then a cloud on top for the bush. Did we draw a tree like that? Reply in yes or no. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Now, just think about it. If we were all in a group sitting together in a networking session where it was a competition to draw a tree, I can vouch that 100% all of us would have drawn it differently. We would have added some fruits, some colors, some creativity with birds, with the sun, with everything around as well, versus even though the time would have remained the same. So the only difference is that we became a little more competitive, and the fact that we need to actually do it with a group of people. So it's what I'm trying to bring here is that networking in the true sense generates a lot of new ideas. And by this simple example, I want to tell you that go back after this session, analyze the things that you're doing in a routine manner in your organization. What is it that you're doing in a mundane fashion? Is there anything you can do differently about it? Sit with your friends, family, discuss. I am doing this particular task in this way. Is there any other better, more efficient or productive way to go about it? And I'm sure you will be able to give answers for yourself about how to improve it. So it really ignites just talking about your challenges, your problems, not just problems, just a particular task as well, ignites that spark in you, and collectively we're able to actually achieve more. So why should we really build our own sales channel? Now, times are changing and so should we, right? Now, I'm going to ask you all, have you ever clicked on block advertisement or skip ad? Have you ever clicked on that on any platform online? Skip ad or blocked that particular ad or blocked some pop-up? Yes. I can see the yeses go on. Now, on the other hand, how many of us have followed an influencer? Have you followed a celebrity? Are you looking at your, let's say, influencers who are talking about various products that they use? Consumers today are trusting humans and not promotional content. So it's not about creating a professional video as an ad of your business, but it's about showing value to the customer. So and I'll come back to why you should again build your own sales channel, but it's important to stay on marketplaces. Of course, we get customers on marketplaces. We get on marketplaces like, let's say, Amazon, Flipkart, Myntra, Big Basket. No matter which industry you are on, you list on a marketplace to get customers. Is there anything else you list on these marketplaces for? I hope nobody says brand building, because it doesn't happen. If I, as a customer, go on to Amazon today, and I want to buy a pen, I am going to Amazon to buy a pen. I'm not going to, let's say, Azim store to buy a pen. So nobody remembers the name of the supplier. Nobody remembers the name of the seller. There is no brand building in that aspect. Sure, you get customers, but you're not going to actually build awareness of your own brand. Therefore, it's important you build your own sales channel. And we'll come to how you can do that, right? So moving quickly on to the next part, at GlobalLinker, we have almost about 30,000 plus sellers who are actively using the online digital catalog capability. And I've been in conversations with them for the over 5 years now. And a lot of them have shared data, learnings, insights, which I'm trying to collate and share with all of you so that you don't make the same mistakes and we all learn and grow together. Right? So, again, one last question before we move forward. I'd like to ask you all, how many of you here shop online? I want to see the numbers. Do you shop anything at all online? Do you buy, let's say, from a marketplace, a website? Do you use a service like Uber, Ola for cab booking? Or do you use Swiggy, Big Basket? Or do you use Zomato? Do you use anything at all to buy or any product or fulfill a service online? And I can see all yeses there. I don't see a single no. 100% of us, all of us buy online. Let me reverse the question. How many of you as business owners sell online today? As a customer, can I buy your product online? Let's see whether there are yeses, no's, not yet. I can see some yeses there. Okay. Are we all 100% selling online? All the ones that said yes, no, 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 no. Okay. I'm going to leave you with that thought. You as a customer are buying online. Your customer wants to buy from you. There is no reason that this answer should be no. Please go back, rethink why you are not yet selling online, right? Because if the intent is there, there are enough number of ways for you to start selling online. The first thing is to make that no to a yes, okay? Now I'll show you how you can do that. There are about 5 different stages of the digitization aspect. Now, the first step would be you lay the foundation. How do you lay the foundation? By creating an online presence. Then you start building it by staying active. You start posting information. You start promoting your products and services. You start sharing knowledge about various domains in your industry, whether it is social media, digital marketing, SEO, all of that. You are in the promotion cycle of the entire map, right? Then once you start established, people know about your brand, you then move on to the growth stage. How do you move on to the growth stage? You scale up by relying on data, on trends. You start looking at factors about how to increase profits, how do I reduce costs? And at the end of all of this growth and maximization, you try to sustain this. What do? You try your best to get repeat customers, to start earning goodwill, to start building loyalty. So it is a vicious cycle. It happens for every single customer, right? Now, you might argue that I've been doing business traditionally for years now. My customers come to my store and purchase my goods. Why should I go online? If not 100%, why should I even move to a hybrid model of digital and physical, right? Now, let's take an example here. We have Mercy here. I'll just take you as a volunteer for this example. Let's say Mercy has a store of footwear in Mumbai, in Andheri, right? And she has 100 customers coming to her store every single day. She's making profits. She's happy, but her father comes to her and tells her, you need to expand. It has been years that Mercy, you have been doing 100 customers a day. Sure, you are doing it consistently, but there is no growth. You have stagnated. It is time for you to expand. Now, all of you friends here, tell Mercy what should she do to grow from 100 customers a day to 500 customers a day. What are the activities she should do? to grow? She has a store of footwear in Mumbai. What should she do to grow from 100 customers a day to 500 customers a day? Let me see the answers now. Give out brochures, okay. Open another new store, okay. Advertisement, sure. What else? Reach by social media, okay. Run a discount, right? Anything else? Anything else that is coming to your mind? Okay, we've seen so many. I think the person who said that was Azim, to run a discount. Let people know that I exist. Okay, sure. So let's say Mercy listens to Mr. Azim that I will run a discount. I will run a 50% off in my store. And guess what? From 100 customers a day, Mercy is overexcited. She starts getting 200 customers a day. But what has she done? By running a 50% off a sale or discount, she has cut her profits, even though she has doubled her number of customers. So what went wrong? What could she have done differently? Possibly, if she had actually gone online, she had created her own digital catalog, how would it be different? Now, she would be able to track all her customers' data at the click of a button. She would be able to identify a pattern, let's say, and there are tools that already show this to her. There's no amount of investment she's doing to identify this, but the fact that on Tuesday between 5 to 9 p.m. for whatever reason it may be, I don't have customers coming to my online store, right? She could have identified that in her physical store as well, but over time, as well as there's no 100% guarantee on that. It's just intuitive that I don't see customers in my store today. Or let's say somebody who's recording in the book has not written enough number of customers on Tuesday, then she analyzes, okay, but they were coming in the noon, they weren't coming in the evening. So it's very easy to identify online that Tuesday 5 to 9 nobody comes, and what she does differently is she runs that 50% off only during this slot. What does she do by that? She retains her existing customers for all the other days. She invites these new set of 100 customers to come onto her store during that slot to avail either a sample or let's say to use her product and then come back for more later. All of this is done only because she went digital, right? Now, let's say her friend, Mr. Gaurav Rawat, he comes to her store and says, wow, now from not just from Andheri, because you went online, you're getting customers from Pune, from Hyderabad, from various cities across the country. But let me tell you, Mercy, I started this journey 5 years back of going online, and today I get customers from Australia, from Africa. I've tapped into various countries across the world. So what I'm trying to bring to the table here is that it's never late, first of all, to start. It's okay if you haven't yet started, but it's critical that you start today, because the faster you start, the faster you're going to grow. Possibly we'll meet sometime again, let's say 1 year down the line, and you would have already started getting orders from other parts of the country, and then eventually other parts of the world. So I'm going to leave you with the thought that please, in some form or manner, start small, but start, right? Now, let's move on quickly to the digitization index. So what is the digitization index? I've tried to factor in various stages at which you as a business owner may be at and how it can go digital. Now, the first is, let's say, marketing. As a business function, there are various marketing, sales, operations. Let's just focus on marketing for a minute. In marketing, you might not have a logo. Go ahead and create an ad hoc one. There is no need to perfect everything on day one. Once you have an ad hoc logo, eventually move to a professional logo, get an agency to design it. If you don't have an online profile, build one. Not just GlobalLinker, there are various platforms online. Build a profile. Let people know that you exist, right? Keep it complete, keep it active, it shouldn't look like if I come onto your profile, I don't know if this business exists or not. There are no products listed. The person's name is not written properly. It shouldn't be like that. If I come onto your profile, it should look like you, I know that if I go to this business, if I pay my money, I will get my product, right? Now, if you don't have a website, it's critical at this day and age to have one, whether it is an informational based website or a complete automated e-commerce store. You can progress step by step, but you need to allow your customers to, one, explore and find you online, and two, then be able to transact with you, right? So going back to the points of one, discoverable, and two, transaction ready, right? Now, social media, if you don't have a presence, it's okay, go ahead, create on any of the different channels. Then you go on to posting once a week, maybe, then you go on to once a day, then you start doing paid promotions. You actually then create a social media e-commerce store. So what I'm trying to tell you is that the sky is the limit in the digital journey. The goalpost keeps changing. There are small wins, but all of this collectively together will make an impact for your sales. It's a slow journey because the activities are also small. So you can't feel that, okay, I've created my social media pages, but I'm not posted, but I started my journey. That's not how it goes. You need to move. Unless you start posting, people don't know about you, and there's no use of actually creating those pages, right? Now, let's analyze a different function. So let's say operations or sales, right? Now, in operations, I hope that you are all tracking your data efficiently. I hope that you're allowing your B2B customers to transact with you online. What does that mean? If you are a manufacturer, are you still sending your salesperson to the distributor's outlet saying, okay, go and show him the catalog, book the order, and come back? If that is the case, there are enough number of tools available today to digitize this supply chain. In fact, we at GlobalLinker have a product to help you with that. If you're interested, you can drop me a message and I'll be happy to arrange an expert to provide a demo to you. But what will happen in that? So let's say I'm a distributor of of Mr. Gaurav's manufacturing brand, and instead of him sending his salesperson to me, I log on to his store. I just put in my mobile number and I'm able to see, okay, he's actually even put in a customized minimum order quantity for me. He has given me a very good discount that he actually offers to me in a normal basis. I'm able to already see all the products discounted. I can see the entire catalog. I'm able to visually see the products and decide that, okay, yeah, my retailers are purchasing this product from me. I don't need the salesperson to come and make that transaction. In fact, I'm also offered credit limit from this tool, right? I can see Azim wants to know more about the tool. If there's anybody else as well, please do drop a message to me. I will be sharing my contact details towards the end of the session, and we will arrange an expert to call you in relation to this. What will happen by that is that not just the distributor, but the distributor will start offering this to their retailer. The retailer will start offering it to their customer. And you as a manufacturer, firstly, has digitized the entire supply chain. Secondly, has made it more efficient. Thirdly, you are able to see till the end of your entire journey that what is your customer purchasing? At what price is he purchasing? Why is he purchasing on a particular day? Which retailer is he purchasing it from? Which area geographically is he purchasing it from? There are a lot of data, trends, insights that you can learn from this. Please, I request you to make your existing functions a little more digitized for you to benefit from, right? So it's important you lay the bricks today so that you can reap the benefits of the castle tomorrow. Just like operations, there's sales as well. I'm not going to talk about it in detail. I think given it's 1:40 and I promised that we'll have ample amount of time for a Q&A session. Here are my contact details. I will be putting it in the chat box as well. Please do drop me a message if you'd like to know about any particular tool or any doubt that you have, anything that you'd like to interact with me further. You can drop me a message or an email. I'll be happy to stay in touch with you. We'll stop here now and see if there are any questions. First of all, thank you for being an engaged audience today. Thank you, Mercy, Gaurav, Azim, for the others also who were part of our examples. It was only and solely for you to be able to absorb the aspect and the idea behind it. So I'm open now to any questions that you might have. If I don't see a question, which I don't yet, I'm hoping that you've all understood and absorbed and are left with the thought that it's important to digitize and it's important to digitize today. Again, 2-3 things that I'd like to share with all of you is that if you're looking at starting your digital catalog, we have 3 ways in which you can do it. Either you make it on your own free of cost. It's called the do-it-yourself DIY version, where you have a lot of support in terms of recorded tutorial sessions as well as live training sessions we conducted every day. My colleague here will put in the link to where you can join the live training sessions. It happens Monday to Friday at 5:30 p.m. So that's one way you can learn all of it and join these sessions. Alternatively, you can actually also come to us and say that I don't have the time, I don't have the resources, I don't have the employees to make this for me. Can you make it for me? We do that as well. We do it at a nominal cost. If you want to explore that product, you can drop me a message that I want assistance in creating my online store. And again, if you want to digitize your supply chain, you can definitely reach out. So I'm glad to see there are no questions. Anything at all, anything that's coming to your mind, please feel free to drop in a message. My colleague has shared the link where you can join the online training sessions every day, Monday to Friday, 5:30 p.m. Very interesting topics covered. Thank you so much. Again, thank you everybody for joining in. Thank you for taking out time during your busy schedule for actually learning about how you can actually get started with your digital journey. So thank you for joining in. I can see some message here. I'd like to know more. How do I get regular updates? To get regular updates, one, please go ahead, follow the event section on your GlobalLinker profile. Second, how do you get started? What is the first step? It is 100% to have a complete profile. So first is digital profile. The second would be digital catalog. That means listing your products and services so that customers can buy from you. And the third would be to join relevant marketplaces. We at GlobalLinker also have relevant marketplaces. For example, if you're in the state of Telangana, we have a portal called Made in Telangana. If you're in the exports domain, we have a portal called the Indian Business Portal, where you can join and start selling your products. In fact, the Indian Business Portal is a specialized trade hub, a marketplace connecting Indian sellers with foreign buyers. So if you've already mastered the domestic markets, or alternatively, if you just want to start with your export sector, then please do go ahead, create your digital catalog, because that's the first step in linking to the marketplace as well. I'm putting in the URL of the Indian Business Portal. Explore it. There are already live foreign queries on the portal. There are 3,000 plus sellers already interacting with these buyers. So if you're interested, you can join that as well. Okay, so thank you everybody for joining in. We will end the session because I don't see any further questions. I'm always available to discuss any challenges that you're facing, any help that you require. So please do feel free to drop an email in or a message or a call. Thank you for joining